firstly, just tell us about Conor Butler. You know, who are you? How do you fight? Tell us everything.
My name's Conor Butler. I'm currently the Commonwealth and European flyweight champion. The way I fight, a bit adaptable. I think I can do it all. I can fight on the front foot, on the back foot. I can counter punch. I can also break people down. So depending on who's in front of me, I adapt my style to do what I've got to do to win.
Is there anyone that you kind of style yourself on a little bit, take little elements of their game from?
I watch a lot of boxing and not all the time, but from what I have watched, I like watching fighters who are renowned for specific things, like Larry Owens with his jab, George Foreman I thought had really good footwork. I also like watching modern day greats like Manny Pacquiao, the way he used to tee off with his shots, and his conditioning was, in my opinion, one of the best in the modern era. But my favourite fighter of all time, Roberto Duran, I take a lot of the things that he does and try to implement them into my style, and that's who I like to think of myself as.
And moving on to this fight, how's the camp gone so far?
To be honest, it's the best I've ever prepared for the fight in my whole career, to be honest. I feel like it's like a domino effect. Once you're in big fights, 12 rounders, 10 rounders, my last 3 or 4 fights have been big long fights, so the training, that's what gets you in the condition to be able to withstand the 12 rounds in a fight. So I feel like, as I said, the domino effect. You've done one camp, you know what you're in for, so it just gets better and better. And this one, everything's been perfect. We've also got a new nutritionist involved now. Kerry Cage used to work with Ricky Hatton, famous for owning CMP, and what a job he's done with me as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to showing it all on the night.
And in your last 2 fights, you've got the Commonwealth and European. The momentum your career's got at the minute is just incredible.
Definitely, I just feel like the talent's always been there with me, and I'm a dedicated fighter. I live a good grounded lifestyle outside of the ring, and I feel like that adds years onto your career. And coming up with these opportunities, not often people fight for all 3 majors, so it was one that we were right up for, and this cements what we believe that I've got in me, which is a world title after this.
How big a moment would it be to become the British flyweight champion?
Well, with the British title comes a lot of things. You start getting the reward and the credit you deserve. In my opinion, me and Jay Harris are 2 of the best flyweights in the country. I think Sonny Edwards is the only one that's better than us. I know a lot of people talk about Yafai, but he's only had 6 fights as a pro, and I get that he's won an Olympic gold medal and his background's great in boxing and that, but I just think in what Jay's done and what I've done myself, I think that's more of a story to what he's done, to be honest, so yeah.
And if you did win, are you looking at them world title fights?
Definitely, that's what we're in it for when we're kids. Everyone wants a dream to be a world champion, so I'm just looking forward to getting my full focus on Jay, and then after this, seeing what comes my way.
Is there anyone in particular you're looking at, maybe if you won, anyone in that kind of world scene you're looking at you'd want to fight?
Not really, to be honest, as I don't really follow too much of what goes on, to be fair. I like to just live my life outside of the ring. But some of the big names in the division are like Sonny Edwards, Bam Rodriguez, you've got Yafai as well. Any opportunity come my way, I'd look at it in depth and take what comes my way.
And Saturday night it's in Liverpool Olympia. How big an advantage is that to have a home crowd?
Yeah, I'm a homeboy, me. I don't really like fighting on the road. One of my last fights was in Malta. It was brilliant. The people that come over and followed me there, and we took a good fame over as well. But there's no better atmosphere than Liverpool. It's a fighting city. It's renowned for its history, and it's a great night for me and for everyone involved.
And just on Jay Harris, do you want to talk us through what your thoughts are on Jay, as a fighter? How do you think the fight's going to go, and what do you think of him as a boxer himself?
Yeah, I think he's an incredible athlete. Listen, he's a little bit older than me, Jay, and he's in his 30s, 4 for world titles. He's done it all. What I've won, he's won. And current British champion, they don't give them away, you know what I mean? So he's a class fighter, he's a good fella as well. But I just feel like on the night, it's going to be my night. It's set up for me, and when I get in there, I'll be showing him what's what.
And have you got a prediction for Saturday, or are you going to get the win?
Same with always. Conor Butler comes out with the victory. How he does it is how the fight pans out, you know what I mean? I'm expecting 12 hard rounds against an absolute machine, you know what I mean? But I think all machines have their malfunctions, and I think we'll see that on the night.
Do you think that having the crowd behind you, is that going to make a big difference in the fight?
At the end of the day, it's me and him in there, you know what I mean? It's me, him and the referee. We're in control of what's put in front of us. The crowd, it plays a factor in being hostile or whatever, but at the end of the day, people just want to pay money to see a great fight, and that's what they're going to get from me and him. We're going to leave it all on the line, go out on our shields, and whoever wins, wins, you know what I mean?
And you spoke to a few boxers that have just sort of turned pro. You turned pro in 2018. How's that journey been?
For me, when I turned pro in a stable where there was absolute killers in Everton Red Triangle, with Nick Ball, Bradley Strand, Alex Dicko at the time, Stephen Lewis. I've been around incredible professionals all of my life, and at the time we were prospects, and if you look at it now, you can see where the talent, the dedication and the hard work's got us. Even though we're in different gyms, we're still, the pedigree was installed in us when we were in Kirby. And when we went to Everton Red Triangle, the coach in there at the time, Paul Stevenson, and a young lad called Anthony Humphreys, two incredible coaches, know everything about boxing. I don't think I've met anyone that knows more about boxing than them. We ended up going our separate ways, but some of the other lads stayed on, and you can already see what they're doing in the sport, and I think I'm just a byproduct of that as well.
Now, I know you'll be fully focused on Saturday, but have you thought ahead a little bit to the rest of the year, what you want to do, if there's any kind of fights you want to try and make?
Telling you now, my missus will love this question. What I'm thinking about for the rest of the year is enjoying a bit of downtime with her, because we've had 3 hard fights in the last 12 months. I've picked up 2 massive titles. I've earned some decent money as well, so I think I'm not really focused on too much what's coming after the fight. I want to have a little bit of a rest. We've got some nice times planned together, going on holiday together, doing our house up, getting it to be our dream home, and just adventuring a little bit outside the ring as well. But I'll still be in the gym, working away, ticking away, and hopefully when we win this, my goal is I want to be a world champion, and I'm in full swing now. I've got momentum behind me. I'm starting to come into my pomp. I'm at that age now, 26, where I'm getting me man strength, me natural strength, ability, and things like that. The domino effect, as I was talking about before. I feel like we're staying in the gym, focusing on more things to work on after this fight, and then hopefully we'll have a world title fight September, October, November time.
And can you just tell us a bit more about Derry Matthews and Michael Jennings?
Yeah, so me current coaches, Michael Jennings, Geno, and Derry Matthews. 2 of them, they're like family to me really. When I left Everton Red Triangle, it was in COVID when I left, so I had 22 months outside the ring, and at the time I weren't on these big bills. I was still a small show fighter, even though I'd won numerous national titles as an amateur and had a good career boxing for England and on the GB circuit and things like that. It's just what happened in the world at the time. I think everyone was in the same boat, not just boxers. I think sport and life in general, people suffer for 22 months, 2 years. So when I left, I sort of fell out of love with it. I wanted to start getting out there and earning a bit of money and looking at other aspects of life, because boxing is a hard, lonely sport, and without the support of sponsors and people who buy tickets to come and watch a fight, it's how do I then keep going when I've got nothing in the pot, you know what I mean? So for me, when I moved to Derry and Geno, first of all, I wasn't even looking to fight again, to be honest. I was just rolling the dice, seeing what opportunity was there. And bit by bit, I started getting myself into decent shape, training away in the gym, going to the gym every day. And Derry and Geno were just motivating me, but in a nice way where it became enjoyable again for me. And I started finding my feet again. And then ended up signing a little deal at the time with Steve Woods, VIP Boxing. And it's funny because when I look back on my career, that was actually a good move and a decision that I respect from Steve Woods as well. What a great man. Anything he ever said, he done for me, you know what I mean? And at the end, we left on our separate terms, but he's still a great fella, and all of these kids that are coming through that he's got as well, I think he does a good job with them. One of the most honest men in boxing, him, and I'll say that to this day, you know what I mean?
And now you're with Stephen Vaughan?
I'm with Stephen Vaughan now, and in a mad way, that's where my journey began. he seen the potential in me, and I seen the opportunity. And we sat down in here actually in Starbucks, and we sat down and I said, listen, I want this belt, this belt, this belt in the next 18 months. You get it on, and I'll do the business in the ring, and that's where it's got us to.
I just want to throw it back to the 24th. What do you make of the card as a whole? So I think you're quite familiar with a lot of the fighters, aren't you? It's a very local fight. You know, Curtis Wilder's in. Rio we've talked about. Talk to me about the kind of the other fights on the card. What do you think about them?
Oh, there's some exceptional talent on this card, and it deserves to be on the zone, because I don't think people get. Liverpool's a fighting city, and the amount of fighters that you got coming through. You've got some great kids in different gyms. You've got myself fighting for the Commonwealth, European and British title, topping the bill against Jay Harris, who's an incredible fighter. Flyweights don't get the recognition they deserve, in my opinion. I feel like the heavyweights, let's have it outright, heavyweights get all the fame in the world, but half of them are shite, so it's just me being honest. Some of them are great, you know what I mean? Some of them coming through, and then you got your top of the tree like Tyson Fury, class act, funny fella as well. But after the top 2 or 3, I think the level after that's not that great. But if you go through the weights, you see that the class at the lighter end starts to come through all the way up to welterweight. Really, you get some exceptional fights, and some of the fighters we got on the card, we got young Joe McGrail, Peter McGrail's little brother. He's an animal, going through people like a hot knife through butter, really. He's doing it in spectacular fashion as well. He used to spar with Joe when he was a kid. You got Jack Turner, another one from the Rotunda, from the Joe McNally stable. He's a beast, he hits hard, and he's punching through people's bones. When he's hitting them and they're covering up, he's punching through them. And then you've got Kurt Wiggins, a top amateur, who's on the card, ABA champion. They don't give them away. You have to earn them. Come from the Sollies in a good stable with Tony Chandler and also Paul Edwards, a former British champion. So he's got the knowledge there. And then you've also got the likes of Ethan Brown from Kirkdale, a young kid on the rise. Had a little bit of misfortune lately with his last few fights getting called off, but another one who's going to be a great fighter from this city. And then just to touch on that, there's a couple more people I want to mention in there that aren't on the card but will be big in the next year or two. Got my good mate Stephen Ferguson in my stable with Nathan Brutt and Denny Matthews looking after him. Fight Zone are doing a good job of him building his career, and he's going to come through the middleweight ranks like no other. He's fully dedicated, got an amazing backstory, and he's a great human being as well, so he'll be coming through to push on. And then other fighters in the city, you've got the Everton Red lads, Nick Ball, Brad Strand, Peter McGrail, Andrew Kane. The list goes on. I think Liverpool's back to where it should be in the boxing scene, and that's right at the top.
And your nickname, Top Dog, can you tell us the backstory behind it?
Yeah, I used to, when I was a kid, actually, I used to do kickboxing and Thai boxing, and I was born in London, and my old first ever coach to do with martial arts, Terry Butler, owned a gym called the Bulldog Gym, and just a nickname that he had for all the pups. He used to call us the litter, and then we had like some of them called Mad Dog and whatever, and then I ended up getting the nickname Top Dog. And it weren't because it was the best either, it was more so because I was always in the gym on time and doing things outside of the gym that other fighters weren't willing to do, so that's how I got the name, and it just stuck. Cream of the crop, innit?
And you mentioned that like discipline, that is just so important in boxing, isn't it? It just screams discipline.
Definitely, not only that, there's a lot of factors that come to it. It's a lifestyle as well, and I feel like the discipline's a massive part. I feel like us boxers sometimes, we're a bit delusional in a sense, we're mad. We have a belief and a dream in our head, and it's only us that can see it. But when you start getting people who implement the journey and they start believing and seeing as well, that's when you get to the top then. And when you get there, it's no feeling like it, you know what I mean?
And you're fighting at flyweight. Is there any weight divisions you want to be looking at maybe in the future?
Definitely, I'm still young. I make the weight well, to be fair. No one makes 8 stone easy, so I'm not going to lie to you and say, oh, it's dead easy. It's not. Making 8 stone's hard. There's also opportunities coming now at Lifeline. Do I personally want to go down that extra £4? Not really. I feel like I'm comfortable at 8 stone. Eventually, if I win world titles, or when I win world titles, I'd like to go through the divisions, because the lighter weights, there's only a little bit between, so I feel like you can push through a lot quicker. I think that's what Bam Rodriguez is doing at the minute. he sort of fights between 8 and 8 stone 3. Eventually he'll end up a bantamweight if a super bantam, if he goes right through. I'd like to say I'd end up going through the weights as I get a bit older, but I'll let that decision come when I'm a little bit fat and I can't make it anymore.
Final question from me. Why should the public watch the fight on the 24th?
I feel like they should watch it because it's going to be an entertaining fight. Jay comes to fight, I come to fight, and no matter what, Fight Zone are putting shows out there now that are equivalent, if not better, than these Sky Sports shows and these DAZN bills. I think, without disrespecting any other broadcasting thing or anything, I think Fight Zone are right up there in the mix now with the kids that they've got, the fights that they're willing to put on. Not only that, the locations. They're having fights in the Canary Islands, Malta, Spain, Dubai. There's places all over the gaff where we're getting as big as them now. So I feel like people should tune in and see the next crop of Liverpool fighters coming through. Start supporting them on the journey now and not just when they're at the top.
And Malta, is that connected to Stephen Vaughan? I saw on his...
It is. He actually owns a football team that's in Malta, and not only that, it's just a great place. It's nice, the people are nice, it's hot, sunny, and it's just, you take the fighters there. We fought there last February when I picked up the Commonwealth title, and everyone that come over to support me on it, I think we took about 150 people over, stayed in the Hilton Hotel, and everyone just had an amazing time. So I feel like nights like that people remember. And I come out to Jamie Webster, and one of his songs is A Weekend in Paradise, and that was the song around that whole entire 5-6 days over there last time.
Yeah, and just on that, so what will be your walkout music for Saturday?
It'd be the same as last time. Displaced by Jamie Webster is one of his well-known songs. He's a massive Liverpool fan, and he's another one who's come through as well as we are. He's smashing it in the singing industry now. Started off singing Liverpool songs, and all of a sudden he's got his own albums now, and he's a famous celebrity in Liverpool now. Everyone knows who he is, and this place, it just means I'm a Scouser. I weren't born here, but I was raised here, and I feel like that defines me as a person. And a lot of me mates and my family know that I'm the boy that was born in London, but I think I was made in Liverpool. I feel like I'm that fucking Royal Navy advert. But yeah.
You might have touched on it, but how did you actually first get into boxing? Like, just...
So when I was a kid, my brother and actually my dad and all that, they were more into football, to be fair, and I weren't any good at it. I was shite. I had 2 left feet, so my granddad was big into boxing, and I ended up going down to a gym that he knew, and my mum actually took me, and it was kickboxing at first, and then from that, because I was getting good at that, I ended up getting involved in the boxing to make my hands a little bit better, and the organisation and the structure of boxing was just a lot more better than it was the kickboxing, Thai boxing scene. So I ended up jumping ship when I was 11, but by then I'd moved to Liverpool, and I was in KBABC then, and that was basically my family really. So when I moved into the gym, that's when I met Nick Ball and Brad Strand, and we were all the same age, and well, they're a year older than me, but round about the same weight. And then we just started coming through together, and like brothers really, brothers in arms. And Brad was the first one to win something, and a famous quote in Liverpool: once you get one champion in your gym, all of a sudden your gym's full of them. And Brad was the first one to win a national title, and then I think I won one, Nick won one, and then we all just started winning everything every year then, and it just went right through into the pro ranks.
Yeah. That's all the questions.
No, appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Awesome.